We'll talk to Barry Tramel. He covers the Oklahoma City Thunder for the Oklahoman, and he'll join us coming up. He's got a weird relationship with Russell Westbrook. You might have witnessed these press conferences where he'll be on with after the game with Russell Westbrook, and he asks the first question normally, and Russell Westbrook always says, "Next question." No matter what Barry Tramel asks, Russell Westbrook always says, "Next question." And watching on NBA TV sometimes, I just tune in for the first question because Westbrook doesn't even look up. He doesn't even acknowledge Barry Tramel, the columnist for the Oklahoman. And Barry joins us now. Barry, how are you today?
Well, I'm doing all right, doing okay.
Explain the next question thing when it first started and where you are now with your relationship with Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I don't. Maybe it started in January. This latest rendition started in January. He didn't like a question I asked, and he's been hitting me with next question ever since. But it goes back 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
When he said he didn't like me, he was sort of stonewalling all the media. I said, Russ, is something wrong? And he said, no, why? I said, well, you're not answering anybody's question. He said, I just don't like you. So I took that I sort of took that as an encouragement sign because at the time it was 6 or 7 years into Russ's career. And it was the first time he'd ever acknowledged that he knew who I was. So I took that as a positive sign. So I don't know. I think Russ just likes to be at war with the media. And he sort of singled me out as sort of the face of
but Barry,
media.
you guys are media friendly group there. I think, like in theory, right? You guys are.
We don't really have Woodward or Bernstein in our core, so it's not. This is not a bunch of bulldogs, and there's not. There's nothing bad to write about the Thunder story. I mean. They haven't won the title, but outside of that, it's a fabulous story. I mean, they've been in town 11 years and had 10 good years, and the 1 year they weren't any good was the first year they were here, and everybody loved them anyway. So, I think Russ just likes to invent enemies. He does it on the court. You see that all the time.
Yeah.
With people like J.J. Barea and Damian Lillard and, a dozen other guys. And I think he does the same thing within the media.
Finish this sentence. If the Thunder lose tonight.
Well, the season is over, and there will be pressure for significant change.
What's that mean?
But the Thunder's not reactionary, so I would be surprised if there was significant change. And significant change means Sam Presti, Billy Donovan, Russell Westbrook, Paul George. That's the 4 primaries, and I don't think you're going to see any of those 4 do any changing. So, be a lot of questions about the future. But the truth is, whatever changes are made will probably be fairly minor.
But I also look at this situation, and I'm wondering what Paul George sees with this team and Russell Westbrook that Kevin Durant was tired of seeing with this team and Russell Westbrook. Is that fair to put those two in the same situation here?
Well, it is. It's a wonderful question because, Durant, I think you're right. Durant, on whatever level, for whatever reason, was tired of the situation. And maybe he wasn't tired of anything in particular. Maybe he just wanted to change. But George sort of embraced, he jumped on board and embraced playing with Westbrook, and they've been good together. I mean, George was, before he hurt his shoulder in February, he was an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
But it is a good question because it's not working particularly well compared to the standard that they want, which is contend for a title. But he signed on for at least 3 years. With an option for a 4th, so that's to me that was an endorsement of Westbrook and something that we have to remember when we talk about how difficult it might be to play with Westbrook because George found it not just doable but enjoyable. So that's an intriguing element to this, and this season has been a disappointment. They were They were right on the heels of the Nuggets and the Warriors at the All-Star break, and then they needed a Paul George miracle shot to avoid the 8th seed in the last week of the season. So it's been a disappointment. This series has been a disappointment, and now they've got to see where they go from here.
Play a therapist here, psychiatrist here with Kevin Durant from afar. These cryptic answers, sort of his body language here. You witnessed this firsthand. Maybe you didn't know that he was going to leave, but is there similar body language, cryptic comments that you can go back to Oklahoma City that you're hearing and seeing now with Golden State on what his future might be?
No, invasion of the body snatchers has occurred. The Kevin Durant we see out in Oakland is nothing like the Durant we saw in Oklahoma City. I don't know which is the real one. You know, if maybe this is the real Durant, maybe, I don't know. But I can tell you this, the way he's acting, he acts unhappy.
Yeah.
How he acts to me.
Yeah.
But if the Warrior fans want to feel better, he acted really happy in Oklahoma City, even down to the last month of his stay here, and then he left. So maybe acting unhappy means he'll stay. I don't know. We tend to think he's going to leave Oakland. Most people around the league think he's going to leave Oakland. He seems like a guy that's still sort of searching for himself. You know, that's the one thing you can say about Russell Westbrook. He's not really in search of himself. He sort of he's settled on Plymouth Rock. So, we think Durant will leave, but who knows? We thought he was going to stay 3 years ago.
Do you automatically get first question at every press conference with the Thunder with Russell Westbrook?
Oh yeah, since January. Since January. It's three straight months, and the only intrigue is, am I going to ask a follow up? And if I've got a legit follow up, I'll ask it. If I don't, I won't press the issue because Russell just likes to control stuff. That's really what it is. You can see that in the way he plays, the way he sort of conducts himself around the team. And he gets frustrated, I think, when he thinks he can't control the media. A couple of times when I've hit him with a follow-up question, he'll call for the media relations guy. He'll say, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? He doesn't like things to get out of control. So it's an unfortunate situation. I'm hoping that the off-season sort of settles it down and we can sort of start over and go nowhere again next year, but at least it'd be a fresh start.
Barry, thank you for answering my questions.
You bet.
I appreciate it. That's Barry Tramel, sports columnist for the Oklahoman.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV, stream for free on BR Live, or download the Dan Patrick Show app.